All right, guys, we've made it out to Paragon Performance. We've got the WRX loaded on the dyno. Graham from Boosted Performance Tuning is gonna tune this car. I know a lot of you guys have been wondering about the Tomei unequal length header. We've got that paired up with the Perrin-catted J-pipe along with some other bolt-ons. So I'm interested to see where we end up.
All right, so these are final numbers on E55 ethanol blend. Basically tuning this thing in the normal way I would. We're doing speed density style of tuning. The car seems to be running really well, making normal power, everything running fine. But what we're interested to see is how does this unequal length header behave? Does it cause any problems, or what does it look like? And it doesn't knock, it doesn't do anything super concerning while I'm trying to tune it, but it definitely doesn't make the power band that I would expect to see. If you compare it to something that's a better equal length header, like a Killer B I can show you an example of that was on here last week, I noticed that it doesn't want to come up on boost very well. It takes about almost 400 RPMs later in the power band to get the boost to even come up. And then once it does, you can see it's kind of wavy through here, even doing the best I can with boost control. And then the top end, it's reasonably flat, but normally with ethanol, we can climb the power a little bit higher on the top end. So we're missing up there. Here's the comparison graph I'll show you. This car has very similar mods, similar intake, similar exhaust, very comparable car. It's a 16 WRX with about 80,000 miles on it that I've been tuning for a number of years now for the customer, compared to this car with only 8,000 miles on it. So here's how that graph looks on ethanol. Same mods, but with a Killer B header. You can see just an enormous difference in the spool up. The boost comes right up, right at 3,000 RPMs or just a hair before. The torque is completely flat, much smoother, and the top end power band is quite a bit better. So up here, we're talking about a difference of 349 on this car to 378 on another car. Can you run it? Yes. Is it gonna blow up your car in a week or 2 weeks or 2 months? Probably not. Would we recommend it if you're gonna be racing your car on the track or doing things competitively? I wouldn't. I don't think it's a good idea to change a good equal design and change it to unequal. Equal's always better, equal cylinder pressure, equal pulses on the turbo. So there's your comparison.
All right, guys, we are back from the dyno. You heard it from Graham yourself. If you were looking for the most performance out of your WRX, you probably don't want to install an unequal length header on there, but if you are really wanting that Subaru rumble back and you're okay with not making the most power out of the car, this is still an option for you. There wasn't anything weird that happened when we threw this on the car and tuned it, no excessive knocking or anything like that. So if you are wanting to install this on your car, it's probably not gonna be a huge deal. Now, if we take a look at the comparison between this car and a car with similar modifications, but an equal length header on there, you can see that we ended up with 351 wheel horsepower and 341 foot-pounds of torque. But if we take a look at the comparison, you can see that the power doesn't actually come on until about 500 RPM after compared to the other car, and we're down about 27 wheel horsepower and about 15 foot-pounds of torque. So again, we're not gonna make the most power out of this. If you're really pushing the car and tracking it or autocrossing it a lot, probably wouldn't suggest it. But if this is just your daily driver and you wanna add that rumble back to the WRX, this is definitely an option, and you can pick it up on our website. I will leave a link down in the description. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.